Same, but different. Snowflakes, every one of us. 9 years ago, this thought lit up my mind and unlocked more empathy, belonging, and joy. I have used this statement on 2 of my web pages, and I want to share more about it. As I write this, I haven't launched yet. Now I'm wavering about whether I launch with those words at all. Feeling an inner nudge to share why I think we are snowflakes, I went in search of a documentary by Dr. Brian Cox. He eloquently explains how snowflakes are formed, and watching it for the first time, I shed a tear because nature is magnificent and because it reinforced my epiphany. During my search for the documentary, I came across information about Generation Snowflake. Apparently, being called a snowflake in America has become a derogatory term for children raised in ways that give them an inflated sense of their own uniqueness, and so they are more prone to taking offence and less resilient with views that challenge their own. What to do now? One of my favourite thought leaders is Dr. Brené Brown. The practices I have learnt from Brené help me on my journey every day. Right now, as I type this, I imagine her saying, "Georgie, remember, vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity and connection. Keep the web pages as they are. Be brave." And then 2 of her actual quotes popped in my head. Do not think you can be brave with your life and your work and never disappoint anyone. It doesn't work that way. And authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we are supposed to be and embracing who we are. Be brave. Be me. Embrace who I am. Got it. I'm a lot of things, and one of those things is a snowflake, and I think you are too, in a good way, and this is why. I used to think I was the only one, not in a good way, not in a I'm beautiful and unique way, in a I'm all alone, no one will understand me, no one will believe me, I'm different, I'm bad kind of way. Sadly, I think too many of us have been programmed to believe we are the only ones in not a good way. For me, it was an abusive stepfather who started out with twisted stories of love that morphed into bad things happened to bad people and a death threat with a knife to the throat. That is only one side of the story. On the other side, I had an angel with broken wings for a mum who had no idea what was going on. Mum told me of the suffering of others, of war, poverty, discrimination and heartbreaking loss. She taught me how in comparison, no matter what happened or didn't happen to me, I was one of the luckiest people on the planet. Of course she was right in so many ways, and yet it meant I felt bad about how I was feeling because of life with my stepfather. So I invalidated myself and wallpaper pasted over the shame and guilt for many years. It has been quite a journey to get to the point of knowing with every fibre of my being that we are all same, but different. Beautiful snowflakes, every one of us, including me. I have learnt that no matter our stories, no matter what has or hasn't happened, no matter what we do or do not have, we all feel the same things, unless our brains are functioning differently. We all feel shame and hide it. We all feel guilt and try harder or differently. We have all been plagued with the fear of not being good enough, smart, experienced, whatever enough. Fear has stopped all of us at least once going for what we desire. We have all experienced loss, heartache and failure. We have all felt deeply sad. We can all feel vulnerable in a good and not good way. We have all been brave. We all dream. We all want to be successful in our own way. We all want to be seen, accepted and loved for who we are. And we all love and love to feel love. The list goes on. What is different is the journey. What has happened to make us feel the way we feel? What we have experienced, seen, shared and dared? Who we have met, loved and lost? What we have made things mean? Life, all of it, which leads me beautifully back to Dr. Brian Cox. Every snowflake followed a slightly different path through the clouds to the ground, and that means every snowflake grew in a subtly different way. And that's why no two snowflakes are ever alike, because no two paths through time are ever alike. I was going to share more of Dr. Brian Cox explaining the science behind the formation of a snowflake, but this thought seed has taken a different journey than my original intention. If you're interested, I highly recommend watching Forces of Nature, the Universe in a Snowflake. Being curious and seeking answers to many things, including solutions for inner transformation, has led me to many sources of information that deepens my belief that we are all same but different. Most of all, developing the courage to open up with some people, to share stories and ask questions. And now here I am, opening up and sharing beyond my wildest imagination as a shut-down child. So wherever you are on your path, open up more. Be brave. Be you. Embrace who you are. You are a magnificent force of nature, the universe in a snowflake. Footnotes. Dr. Brian Cox is an English physicist who serves as Professor of Particle Physics at the School of Physics and Astronomy at the University of Manchester. He is best known to the public as the presenter of science programmes and for popular science books such as Why Does E = MC²? Dr. Brené Brown is a research professor at the University of Houston who has spent the past 2 decades studying courage, vulnerability, shame and empathy. She is a no-bullshit research storyteller who makes me laugh. She is the best-selling author of The Gifts of Imperfection, Daring Greatly, Rising Strong, and Braving the Wilderness. I love every one of her books, and I return to them time and again for guidance, strength, and to lighten up. If you'd like to learn more about Brené Brown, I highly recommend you visit her website, www.brenebrown.com, and/or watch her TED Talks, The Power of Vulnerability and Listening to Shame, which you can find on YouTube or at www.ted.com.